Majesty! Your Majesty! Your Majesty's reading the Bible?
Ah, Mrs. Anna. I think your Moses shall have been a fool.
Moses?
Moses. Here it stands written by him that the whole world was created in 6 days. Now you know an island took many ages to create the world. I think he shall have been a fool to have written so. What is your opinion?
Your Majesty, the Bible wasn't written by men of science, but by men of faith. It was their explanation of the miracle of creation, which is the same miracle whether it took 6 days or many centuries.
You have come to apologize.
I'm sorry, Your Majesty, but...
Good. You apologize.
Your Majesty,
I accept.
Your Majesty, nothing that has been said can alter the fact that in my country, a person who makes a promise...
Silence! Tell me about President Lincoln of America. Shall he be winning this war he's fighting at present? Does he have enough guns and elephants for transporting, say?
I don't think they have elephants in America, Your Majesty.
No elephants. Then I shall send him some. Write a letter to Mr. Lincoln of America.
Now?
Now? When else? Now is always best time.
Very well, Your Majesty.
From Prague, Mahamondrat, by the blessing of the highest super agency in the world, in the whole universe, the King of Siam, sovereign of all tributary countries adjacent and around in every direction, etc., etc., etc. Do you have not any respect for me? Why do you stand over my head? I cannot stand all the time, and in this country no one's head shall be higher than kings. From now on, present you shall so conduct yourself like all other subjects.
You mean on the floor? I am sorry, Your Majesty. I shall try very hard not to let my head be as high as Your Majesty's, but I simply cannot grovel on the floor. I couldn't possibly work that way, or think.
You are a very difficult woman, but you shall observe care that head shall never be higher than mine. If I shall sit, you shall sit. If I shall kneel, you shall kneel, etc., etc., etc.
Very well, Your Majesty.
Is promise?
Is promise.
Good. To His Royal Presidency of United States of America, Abraham Lincoln, etc. You fix up. It has occurred to us. It has occurred to us. It has occurred to us, if several pairs of young male elephants were turned loose in the forests of America, over time they would increase.
Your Majesty, just male elephants?
You put in details. My mind is on other matters tonight. Very important matters.
Anything you would like to discuss with me, Your Majesty?
Why should I discuss important matters with women?
Very well, Your Majesty. I shall return to my room. May I say good night?
Good night.
Your Majesty,
What?
when the boat arrived from Singapore yesterday,
Singapore? Ha!
was there any news from abroad?
News, yes there are news. They call me a barbarian.
Who?
Certain parties who would use this as an excuse to steal Siam. Suppose you were Queen Victoria. Somebody tell you, King of Siam is barbarian. Do you believe?
Well,
You will. You will believe that I'm barbarian because there is no one else to speak otherwise.
But this is a lie.
It is a false lie.
What have you intended to do about it, Your Majesty?
You guess.
Well, if someone was sending a big lie about me to England, I would do my best to send truth to England. Is that what you have intended to do, Your Majesty?
Yes, that is what I've intended to do. But how? You guess how I shall do this.
Well, my guess would be that when Sir Edward arrives here...
Ramsay?
The British diplomat?
Ah yes, on way from Singapore. When he arrives, I shall take opportunity to express my opinion of the English thieves who wish to steal Siam. I will show him who is barbarian. What is this face you put on?
Well, my guess would be that you would not fight Sir Edward.
I will not.
No, you will entertain him and his party in a especially grand manner. Then they shall return to England and report to the Queen that you are not a barbarian.
Naturally. That is what I've intended to do.
It's the only way to get the better of the English. You must stand up to them, put your best foot forward. It's just an expression, Your Majesty. It means dress up in your best clothes, show them your most intelligent men, your most beautiful women. Edward.